So welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I will be reviewing Child's Play 3. As you guys know, I have been reviewing all these movies. I already reviewed the current reboot slash remake reimagining. I done reviewed part 1 and 2. So today, Child's Play 3. If you enjoy, smack like button, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's get right into this video. So, as the title says, Child's Play 3. Child's Play 3. This to me is a interesting movie. This is a interesting movie, and I don't think Child's Play 3 is bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. It's the weak link in the franchise. I think, as I've gotten older, I've always seen Child's Play 3 kind of as the weak link. I've always just seen it kind of as the weak link. And I say that because, let me get into it. So let me go ahead and get the positives out the way. I do like Chucky's look. I think Chucky's look is pretty decent here. People complain about his cheeks. Yes, there are some scenes where Chucky does look fat, but that doesn't bother me. Still, Chucky looks good in this. I like how blue his eyes look. I love the animatronics. I thought the animatronics was top notch here. To me, from Child's Play 1 to Bride had the best animatronics. But anyway, Child's Play 3. I do like Chucky's look for the most part. I do like how blue his eyes are in some scenes. I do like the whole carnival scene at the end. I wish they would have had more of a carnival scene. I wonder, no one has asked Don Mancini this, but I've wondered, since legit Universal gave no budget to this movie, you've seen interviews, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, if there was more budget, would have Don Mancini considered stretching out the carnival scene? And I think yes, because the original plan, right? So the original plan for can't talk, apologies. The original plan for Child's Play 3 was to have a Chucky army. So that was going to probably be at 3 or 4 Chuckies running around. I'm thinking maybe part of that was going to be in the carnival scene, and there was going to be 3 or 4 Chuckies, like different Chuckies, wreaking havoc at this carnival. Basically, it's the carnival scene being restructured in a longer scene than we got. And then, we get the ending where Chucky falls into the fan, which is very iconic. So, yeah, I do like the whole carnival scene. I like horror movies that are set in carnivals, in amusement parks. I think that's creative. There's not enough horror movies. It's like that. There's a few, but there's not a lot. In my personal opinion, I've not seen a lot. But yeah, I do like the whole carnival scene. I do like the carnival scene. I do like Chucky's look for the most part. I do like Chucky's split face look. That was really cool. The whole atmosphere, pretty good. For the most part, the atmosphere is pretty good. You kind of get a tension build, and no one talks about this, but this is some of the best one-liners out of the whole franchise. This is some of the best one-liners. This is top-tier Chucky one-liners right here. And really, Brad just brings his all. He brings his all in all of his movies, really. But he really brings his all in this one, especially when it comes to the one-liners. So we got that out of the way. We got the whole positives, which wasn't a lot. If you paid attention, it wasn't a whole lot. So the negatives, the things that really pull this movie back and really makes me go like, why? And that would be, this movie feels so rushed, it's so unwatchable, but it's enjoyable. But it is rushed, and that's one of my pet peeves about this movie. It's rushed. It is rushed, and it feels forced. My personal opinion, Don Mancini, every time I watch Child's Play 3, it feels like Don Mancini is burnt out. You really feel like you're in the shoes back in that time, and you just feel Don Mancini's pain almost. This movie, he kind of didn't really want to make it at the time. You know, I've always felt like Don Mancini always wanted to do something different in his career, like in the '90s, then come back to Chucky. That's just my theory. But obviously he got to do that later on, like Hannibal and stuff, and Channel Zero. But back on topic. Um, this movie feels rushed. It feels really rushed and tired, seen and drained, and it just feels forced. Like, um, fun fact: right after Child's Play 2, this movie, Child's Play 3, went right into production. Went right into production. That's crazy. It went straight into production with limited time to even write the script, get the production right. So yeah, this movie feels rushed. It feels rushed. It feels forced. There's no budget behind it, and you can tell because there's obviously interviews Don Mancini talking about he wanted to have a Chucky army. This was supposed to be like the biggest movie out of the whole franchise, and that's what he wanted. He wanted to, this was going to be the movie to branch out. Obviously Bride was the movie to branch out, but this was going to be the one that was going to really branch out and really turn the franchise on its head early on. And I like that. Almost like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Almost like Nightmare on Elm Street 3, like, how that. So yeah, I do think, that's my personal opinion. That's one of my pet peeves really with all rushed movies. If I could tell and if I could feel that a movie is rushed, obviously I'm not going to enjoy it as much. So yeah. Child's Play 3 negative, it feels rushed, forced, and not too much originality. It feels like we're still watching part 1, part 2, just in a different environment. Like Chucky still needs a body. like he finally got over that in what? Seed, which I don't want to talk about that, but even though he finally got over that in Seed, I think, and I still stand by, he should have got over that in the third movie. It was like your third installment in. Okay, this is the time to do something different. Like, like, I've always said that if you got a ton of film franchise, if you got a big film franchise, you should know right off the gate. But again, you never know because how the studio will do you sometimes. But I don't know. But yeah, there's really nothing original. It does nothing new for the franchise. It does nothing new for the horror genre, the slasher genre. Um, and yeah, it just feels rushed. And the whole military city. I hear and I respect all people's opinions. I Is it a negative? Yes, because I seriously, I do not know how I feel about the military sitting. If you ask me about the military sitting on one day, I could say that I like it. Then the next day, I could say it was one of the horrible ideals. But I think I finally settled on a conclusion in my personal opinion. The military sitting, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. It's fine, I guess. Like it's nothing crazy, you know again, I think the whole military setting was not used to its full potential. Again, that's thing right there. It was really not used to its full potential. So them are some of the big negatives. It feels rushed. It feels forced. You know, it had a pretty decent setting. The military school didn't use it to its full potential. You know, um, Tyler, the kid Tyler, I thought he was fine, but again, it just seemed like we was watching Andy, and that always kind of bothered me. It's like, what was the point of you jumping in time? Like, why did this movie jump forward in time? Obviously, if you've seen Child's Play 3, you don't want to talk about. Andy's like, what, I believe he's like 17, 18, 19. I'm like, why? Like, why? I've always felt like the roles should have been reversed. Um, somehow Andy ended up in this military school. Don't know how, but again, please explain that. He ends up in this military school. He's the Tyler character. I've always said this is how I would have did Child's Play 3. And I think Don Mancini may have if he had the time. Um, you know, it's a year later, or 2 years later. Um, foster homes aren't working for Andy, and they just decide, hey, we're just going to put him into a military camp, military school, whatever they're calling it. They put him there, and he's in the shoes of Tyler. He's in the shoes of Tyler. I think that would have been interesting because again, it would not have made him the main focus of the movie. So you would have still a kid Andy in the shoes of Tyler, but not a main focus. And then obviously a new character for our lead. Maybe De Silva. Maybe she could have lead the movie. That could have been different. So, you know, I've always felt like Child's Play 3, it's not bad, it's not good. It's the weak link in the franchise. And that's not Don Mancini's fault. That's not David Kirshner's fault. That is Universal's fault for not giving the budget, the time for this movie. And it's really disappointing. I feel like Child's Play 3, if you watch all these interviews, Child's Play 3 had a lot of potential and had a lot going for it. And sadly, it didn't reach its full potential. I think it's kind of sad. So, yeah, if you enjoyed the review for Child's Play 3, make sure to smack the like button, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.